to Old Cajuns Nerding Out.
What is up, everybody? My name is Bo, and welcome back to Two Old Cajuns Nerd Out. This is my buddy.
Hey guys, this is John. What is up?
And today we're going to be doing a top 10 list where we each count down of 10 things that were around as when we were younger, but are no longer around today.
Yeah, because we are, like we said, Two Old Cajuns Nerd Out. So, we've been on for a little bit, so things, of course, some things just are products at a time, some things just get outdated, just don't exist, or not.
Some things just go out of style.
Yeah, man, go out of
business.
style, or then they come back around, like you know.
Our parents complain and they go away as kids.
Oh, like lawn darts. But yeah, like we said, this will be a part one because there's so many, and this is a fun list, and I had people kind of tell me a couple ones like that, so revisit and stuff like that. And it's also going to be, it's a podcast, but if you're watching this on like YouTube, there will be like pictures of the stuff we're talking about, so you'll be able to actually see what crazy shit.
Yeah, because some of these things you're gonna be like, what is that? Or some of y'all might be like, holy shit, I remember that.
Exactly, and that's what we're looking for. So really no order for them and stuff like that, so you want to go ahead and start it up, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I have them numbered, so I'm just gonna go in my down my numbered list.
Right.
So my first one is the Tongue Splashers Bubblegum. Do you know what those are?
I don't actually know what that is.
I remember this because teachers used to have this in their classroom for us, like as little, like we get something right or make like an A on a test, they'd give us like, even though gum wasn't allowed in school.
I was about to say, yeah, what school you went to that allowed you to have gum?
It was in St. Martinville. We had teachers that do that, but
I had teachers that hit us.
We had that too. Had teachers that hit on us too. No.
No. Shit.
Well, the bubble gum, the packaging, sorry, it was in this big, like looked like a paint can. It was literally a paint can, and it was called Tongue Splashers, and they would paint your tongue like the color of the bubble gum.
Wow.
And they were actually pretty good. I mean, for like 5 minutes, and then you lose flavor.
Oh man.
They held their flavor
really
longer
sour?
than Fruit Stripe.
Were they
No,
really
they weren't
sour?
sour. I'm pretty sure like later on they made the sour ones, because I mean that's
Yeah.
where every candy heads.
Pretty much the
Yeah.
warhead stuff like that. But Tongue Splashers bubble gum. No. And that's the only time you ever had it was in school?
No, they used to sell them like 5 cents a piece at the little gas stations and stuff like that too. I'm surprised you never seen them.
I've never seen it, man. Like I remember, like the only thing I remember from like elementary school and stuff like that was like they had the Boston baked beans and like the Jolly Joes and
I
like
remember the Boston baked beans
and the what's the purple ones, man? I don't know. Those things are awesome.
the racist Cherry Clan.
Oh God. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. All right. So
what's your number one?
well, one of mine that doesn't exist anymore was KB Toys, man.
Oh yeah, I remember KB.
KB Toys was a staple pretty much in every mall adventure that we used to when I was a kid.
The same thing as the everything is a dollar store.
Oh yeah, dude, that was one. But like KB Toys was up there with like the Orange Julius, dude, the Pepper's Farm store. You ever went there?
No, I never went in there, but I've heard
Bro,
of it.
you'd eat so much sausage and cheese, you get sick. And your parents would be like, "Let's go to Piccadilly." Like, I'm full.
I'm full.
Like,
we just ate a whole bunch of sausage and cheese.
Yeah. And then, like, dude, like KB Toys. Like, mom did not like to go into KB Toys. And the one time we get a plane.
Told you there'd be a plane. No.
Yeah. But mom didn't like to go in KB Toys. But dude, like, as an adult, like looking back on it, dude, those things are claustrophobic as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they like stack that shit. Oops, they stack that shit from floor to ceiling, man.
Oh yeah, they would do that, man. It was just so, like, it was just toys everywhere. These little basket aisles and stuff like that too, where you can just pick these things. I think it was a KB Toys. It wasn't everything as a dollar store. They took us to the Acadiana Mall after like a field trip, and I got a Sonic the Hedgehog ball. Like, it was shaped like Sonic, it just rolled up in a ball. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and the KB Toys, like the one in the Northgate Mall, there was this weird, why the fuck it was. Anybody who ever been in Northgate Mall knows what I'm talking about. There was a part where like it was elevated, like the mall goes up for some reason.
Yeah,
like half a foot, like it's a little ramp. You know, it's just like this one part of the mall. They're like, fuck handicapped people. Like seriously, like there's no reason for it.
I know, because one of the companies I used to work at called Newcom, became Transcom, was in the Northgate Mall. It was weird.
So yeah, they got this weird fucking ramp in there. But like whenever you hit that ramp, the toy store was around the corner.
Oh yeah.
So I always knew that when I was a kid. And yeah, that was the first. Like that mall had the cool arcade, but it was so small. But I mean,
Could
KB was a part of that, man.
could you imagine like, okay, we're going to the mall. Yeah, pull up to the Northgate Mall. Oh, mom.
Well, now, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, dude. I mean, dude, once I was watching this thing called Abandoned where they show a lot of, it was basically a lot of abandoned malls, and it's when those satellite stores die.
Right.
Yeah, anyway.
Well,
So,
there was actually in New Orleans, one of the malls is closed down.
oh, yeah, that happens, but
Yeah.
anyway. So, yeah, what's something else from that doesn't exist anymore?
Snapple Elements.
Snapple Elements. So you don't have to tell me because I know I drink Snapple all the time.
Yeah.
So what is Snapple Elements?
Snapple Elements were these.
You sure that's not around anymore?
No, it's not. They were
Okay.
drinks named after the elements, and some weren't really elements, but they had like Snapple Earth. My favorite was Snapple Rain, and Snapple Fire, and the Snapple Fire was like dragon fruit. I can't remember what the Snapple Rain was. I actually still have some of the bottles somewhere because they came in these beautiful like glass bottles with like the stickers, like it had like Snapple and like they art with like rain and like raindrops. Like the art style on it was pretty cool.
It was really
too.
cool.
Yeah, and like they stopped doing it in the bottles because I mean, dude, the bottles were probably about this big, and
I'm gonna let you pick another one because those still
Yeah.
exist
nah,
in the plastic bottle.
no, like
I
for real.
promise you. I
I've
promise.
looked all over. I even looked online. They don't.
We're gonna pause. No,
No, but they don't. And then they started coming in these aluminum bottles, and I still have some of the aluminum bottles too.
aluminum bottle drinks are cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that because I thought you were thinking of Snapple Orbeez, where for some reason I thought it was the ones with the things in it, but that's a totally different drink.
That's Orbits. Yeah.
Orbits. Okay, so one dude, this one is one that I thought you would have probably said stuff like that. Obviously, was the Blockbuster.
Oh, I figured you would say that.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, Blockbuster, man. Oh my God, like if I only had to pick one, it would have been Blockbuster. Just that whole experience of stuff of going to the Blockbuster and stuff like that, because dude, it was like a one stop for everything, man. Like you would get like your candy, you would get like, dude, they started selling CDs and shit in there, in the Blockbuster at the very end. But yeah, you would go in there, you would like rent like a movie. Hopefully it was in, because like the whole concept of the video store in general was just going. We could do episodes on that, but like,
Right.
you know, like people don't understand now today. Like you'd go to the video store and like to get a movie and it might not be there, you know? Like one time me, Vic, and I think John, we camped out at Blockbuster for like almost like 2 hours waiting for someone to return Mario Kart 64. And finally like they brought it, they were like, here it is, like come get it, you little shits. Like, you know, we've been hanging out in there forever. But it was a cool experience to like walk around and just like look at the boxes and like find new stuff. And that's how a lot of times you would find new things. I mean, you could scroll and flip through Netflix and stuff like that, but it was just something cool about, you know.
So I looked it up while you were talking about that. I heard you talking about the video store, but they did bring them back last year and then discontinued them again.
I had drink them. I knew I had drank them all.
The air. I mean, the rain and the fire were good.
Yeah, I drunk them all recently. That's
Yeah.
why I knew. Like I was like, man, I recently had these things. As soon as you said that, but it's like 30. It's gonna come
yeah.
back around.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like, and dude, I worked at a Blockbuster for a while. And I mean, there was just shit about it that was so much cool. Like the stuff, like the Dropbox. Like, yeah, you know, like I have to explain that to somebody now. Like there was like literally like one time, me and my friend Dave, we were closed. Blockbuster used to fucking close late as fuck too.
Oh yeah.
Like midnight. And we were cleaning out the Dropbox because you would have up until like the store closed to bring the movies
Right,
back.
to turn it back in.
So
yeah.
like after the store closed, like, you know, like it was like last call, you go and you fucking get all the tapes out the Dropbox. And me and Dave was over there getting all the tapes out the Dropbox. And this car pulled up with like this guy and these two girls. And I forgot what fucking movie they were asking for. But like, you know, we were just got a fucking
striptease.
No, they wanted like a movie, and like we're like, can't, you know, like we're closed. Like we have some movie, like closed. And dude, like the girl flashed Dave, and he just fucking threw a
Come
tape.
in.
He just threw a tape through the Dropbox. Like I still don't to this day doesn't know what it is. But one time somebody threw a fucking one of those things that like for the doe urine, like when you go hunting, they threw one of those in there, dude. Oh, bro, like it ruined it, man. Like there was like a million of those like air freshener trees.
But it still didn't work.
No, it did not. The other thing about it, man, like rewinding tapes, You know, like they actually had somebody who get paid. That was your when you get paid. You're like, oh, what am I doing? Am I stocking shelves or am I cleaning that?
You're rewinding tapes.
You're rewinding fucking tapes, or like building like when a big new release came out and shit like that.
You had
Like
to
you
build
had to build the boxes because like Blockbuster wouldn't give you the cassette. They give you the white and blue boxes, right? So you like we're Jet Knight.
Right.
Apologize for that, but anyway, yeah, you would like literally like build those things because like right when I first started, I forgot what movie came out, dude. Like maybe like there's like something huge. We had like 1 million copies of it, like Austin Powers 3 or something.
Might have been that, but no. Funny story about a Dropbox, like that video store that my mom worked at that my cousin owned.
Yep.
My dad built the Dropbox for him, and it was just this metal Dropbox with a lock on it and stuff like that, pushed up to the door. So in the mornings, and my mom would work, and we were not at school or off or something like that. We go with her because we get to play Nintendo all day. We would me and my little brother go clean out the Dropbox, and then one of us would stay sitting in there and just scare the crap out of people.
Oh Lord.
they go to drop the tape, and we just pull it out their hand or some shit.
Fuck that video store. We're going to Blockbuster.
No, it was still cheaper than Blockbuster.
Yeah. But yeah, and the last thing I remember about just like the I mean, one time when I worked at Blockbuster, it's just we opened the tape, like a DVD or whatever. There's a fucking sandwich in there.
Oh god.
And like a
No.
like a bologna sandwich. But like we called the dude because I mean, you know who has it.
Yeah.
You know, you called the guy and he was just like, I didn't know where the fuck the sandwich went. Just like dude, it's here.
Wait, was the movie in there too?
No.
So
Like,
you
just-
knew where the sandwich went because you still had the movie.
It's like, why is Wild Thing still playing? That's a movie I just remember from Blockbuster because we all like we all watched it.
Denise Richards and Ev Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, but like everybody, you know, everybody would rent the stuff like the weekend
Right.
before to watch it and stuff, and like the next day everybody's like, "Did you watch it?" Yep.
Yeah, this part was great.
So yeah, I mean, but that whole experience of going to the theater, getting movies, getting the candy, I mean, just it's gone. I mean, now it's taking the family out.
Yeah.
Want to grab some food? Go grab some Blockbuster.
What's new on
Get a
Netflix?
Blockbuster. Yeah, exactly. So, what's something that you miss?
All right. The Real Superstore.
Tell me about the Real Superstore.
I know you got to remember that one though.
I do remember. I remember where it was in Lafayette.
Yeah, it was where the Grand is on the
Yep.
Ambassador. But yeah, the Real Superstore. I mean, not on Ambassador Johnson. Yeah, the Real Superstore was just. It was like this big grocery store. It was like what Super Walmart is now, but bigger. Kind of like a Sam's without the membership. Because it was nice. They had the baskets where the kids would just like me and my siblings would fight to sit underneath the baskets because it was one of those ones where it's like the big square.
Yes,
at the top,
everybody.
yeah.
Everybody loved to fucking sit in the baskets.
And I mean, they have a quarter that you put in, and you get the quarter back.
And you see the thing about the quarter thing about that. I thought that was the only place that ever did that.
Aldi does it now.
Who?
Aldi.
Oh, they do that. Okay, I know Publix does it in like Florida.
Yeah, Publix does it.
Okay, because like that was like the only time I ever remember doing that shit. Like seeing that.
But, but
I remember they had a giant meat department.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I remember getting a Rambo action figure from Real
I
Superstore.
don't remember getting any action figures. Well, here's why we would go to the Real Superstore. I knew when my parents said, "Hey, we're going to the Superstore," we got our food stamps in, and it wasn't
right.
the EBT card. It was
regular.
actual like paper food stamps. So I knew we were going
That was
to
like
get some food.
Okay. See, like we had like our Sunday ritual kind of thing where like we'd go to mass, go to church, and then we would go to Seminoles
Seminoles, yep.
in New Iberia, and we get like I would always go get the comics from mom and shop, but we could get fucking hot French bread, like hot
Oh,
French
good
bread.
hot French bread is
Oh
amazing.
yeah, and then we go to my aunt's house, which was down the street, and we'd be there for a couple hours, and they had the chimes and the wind's kicking. They had a couple NES games, but like they had Monster Party, Super Mario 3, some other stuff like RC Pro Am and some other shit. It was, and I found my uncle's porn.
My cousin, she actually showed us. I mean, she's the same age as me. We were probably about like 11 or 12. She showed me and my little brother where her dad hid his Playboys.
See, like nobody told me. Like they had this like second bathroom that was kind of off to the side, and I went to go use it, and like I walked in there and they had like a big shag carpet, and like I walked in there and like I was a country boy, so I was
You
always
heard
barefoot.
Shaft music?
No, I stepped on the carpet. They were under the carpet, and I stepped on the carpet. And I was like, something's under here. So every time I go there, it'd be like, "Where's John?"
But not to go off too much off the subject, but when you mentioned NES games, guess what I caught Link playing the other day?
What's that?
Kirby's Adventure from NES.
Amazing.
Dude, I was so proud.
I was about to say that's a moment.
But yeah, like the real superstore, I knew we were going there, and because we got our food stamps and stuff like that, and we were getting a lot of groceries, and growing up poor, hell, that was like a field trip for us. I mean, like a vacation for us.
I mean, dude,
But-
that place, just the parking lot. I mean, it was like going to a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing else like it.
I mean, it's still the same parking lot that with the
Right.
Grand there, just with a restaurant in it now too.
Yeah, and then no, I think the biggest thing close to that was like when they used to have Super Kmart.
Yeah, Super Kmart. I
Right.
remember when that shut down too.
Yeah, that shit was, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
That was humongous.
In fact, we went out to Super Kmart one night when it was still like, it was bare, like on one leg, limping,
Oh man.
and to get a Nintendo 64 controller. I was sleeping over at my buddy's house, and his brother like accidentally stepped on it, and so he was like, "I'll go buy you another one."
The last thing I remember, like going in there and they had a bunch of arcade game, like they had Batman the arcade in there, but we had just saw like CKY or whatever,
Oh yeah.
so we were trying to like do jackass pranks and shit, and like we're like pulling down like paper towels and shit on top of each other and stuff.
So being delinquents, okay.
Young and dumb, yeah. So yeah, so the McDLT.
I've heard it. I don't think I've ever had it.
Man, the McDLT, I had to look it up to find out the name of it was, but I remember getting it when I was younger a couple times, and like it was like something like, it was like, for me as a kid, it was like I was getting this adult thing like sandwich, you know, and it was so stupid because like you got this huge styrofoam container from McDonald's.
The non-biodegradable ones.
Dude, yes, and it was like $2, but it was like it was supposed to be the lettuce, the tomato, the cheese on one side, and then and then your burger on the other side. So you had your hot side and your cold side, and you put your burger together yourself. You basically slap it together yourself, and it was to keep it like, nobody wants some warm lettuce, some soggy tomatoes. You want it hot and fresh. You make it yourself. And dude, there's a freaking video with Jason Alexander dancing and shit and stuff.
I know that video you're talking about.
But I ate that sandwich a few times when I was younger, and like there was a big thing to bring it back, and I even saw a YouTube video of somebody like how to recreate the sandwich and stuff like that. But just think about how ridiculous it was, man.
Right?
Like,
But no, they bring back the McRib that tastes like cardboard.
bruh, you won't get a Kobe shop, but you can eat the fucking McRib.
Right?
Like, dude, oh man, like
McDLT.
the McDLT. But yeah, there's a picture of it right there. But I don't know, like for me, it was like the first time, because like there wasn't like an In-N-Out burger and like like or like I've never had a Morvant's burger.
No, never had.
At the time when I was a kid, that was like I was getting a big boy burger.
Big boy burger.
Yeah, so that's why
That's
I
how I
liked
felt when I started getting like Big Macs and Quarter Pound, when my parents started letting me get that instead of Happy Meals.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's why the McDLT stuck with me, because it was probably my first one. It was just so cool. Like, I'm making my own damn sandwich right here.
Now I will refuse to eat a McDonald's hamburger. I'll eat the chicken stuff.
Oh man, yeah. Okay.
Alright. So my next one would be, we kind of talked about this with it was Orbits.
Orbits.
Yeah, not the gum. It was a drink. It was kind of like a fruity clear drink, and it had little jelly beads floating around in it. It was actually pretty cool.
I remember it. It looked really awesome.
Yeah, and I still have some of those bottles too.
With the
they,
drinks.
they look like lava lamps. That's what was cool about them.
They did. They
Yeah.
definitely did.
And they were pretty cool. And I mean, they tasted pretty good too. I've noticed that a lot of the things, I mean, it happens a lot. Like a lot of stuff from our childhood that we liked and ate and stuff like that, no longer around, or they changed it up so much that it doesn't even taste like it. Which is probably, now that I know that they add the Snapple elements again, I'd go try, and it probably wouldn't even taste the same to me.
Yeah. So like, man, like one of the chips I used to love, that don't exist anymore, was Cajun. It was my Frito-Lay, but it was Cajun Crunch Taters.
I've never had those.
It was like potato skins, but like Cajun seasoned potato skins, and they were super good, and like, they were so fucking good, and I forget about them, but every time around Christmas, I watch Home Alone, and I see Kevin McAllister eating those fucking chips, dude. And
And
I'm
you
like,
get jealous.
oh, bro, I'm like, oh man, I hope the burglars kill his ass this time.
Well, that's like, I forgot what movie it was on. I was watching something.
That's why I
It
love
was-
looking in the
yeah.
background of movies. Like when we saw Senior Trip, they had the salsa Doritos.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I was watching something the other day, and it was an old like late '90s, early 2000 movie, and they had orbits in the back. I was like, what the hell? I didn't even notice that.
So yeah, something that I remember that doesn't really exist anymore at all, in people's homes, I should say, encyclopedias and shit.
Oh,
Like-
my mom still probably has those encyclopedias and stuff like that.
But my parents were like sold like the Encyclopedia World Encyclopedia set and the what was it, man?
I
Was
think
it the
ours were
Global
hand me
books?
down. Yeah.
The global books, like the global books were fucking awesome because they were themed. There was like one that was like space, but there was one that was like all supernatural stuff, like Bigfoot and Loch Ness.
Oh yeah.
And I was obsessed with those. But like, man, like you had these encyclopedias, and like like it had A, and like like B,
BE to D something like what the hell?
right? Like yeah, like fucking like XYZ is all like one book. And like if it's something that is discovered or came out after the book came out, it's not fucking in there.
You're screwed now.
Yeah, it's not
That doesn't exist. Yes, it does. It exists after encyclopedia.
yeah, you got to get a new encyclopedia.
Can I just get the XYZ? No, you got to get the whole thing now.
But yeah, I mean, dude, like we had a fucking book. We had the bookshelf for it and everything, man, for years. They had those encyclopedias on it, and I wound up using them. But like the global books or whatever they were that came with them, they were like the younger ones.
But like you said, the on the bookshelf. You want to know the messed up thing is? They were on the bookshelf in mine and my little brother's room. We never looked at them.
No.
I think we were missing the T encyclopedia for like the longest time.
Oh, my parents got fucking took, man, because they got like the fucking whole set, and I want to say we got the updated ones, like when they come out, like the 1999 version, like they put the new words in there, because they got those for a little while, and then they had the whole set of the global books. The bookshelf probably came with that shit, and I know we had this pretty badass globe,
Right.
and it was a nice globe.
Yeah, we had a globe too.
The globe was nice because it was like it was 3D. Like
Yeah, 3D. Was it kind of like tannish?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, we had that.
Did it light up? Did it light up?
Yeah.
Oh man, we all got fucking. Some dude was just hustling, dude, back in.
That was the timeshare thing back then.
Yeah, fucking pyramid scheme. But yeah, dude, that now like, you can go to Goodwill and get like as
Kids are
many
like,
as you
"What is
want.
this?" It's on the internet now.
It's Wikipedia.
Yeah, but people change. Well, people change the encyclopedias too. All right. So that was yours, the encyclopedia.
Yes.
All right. So my next one. I know you got to remember this. I know some people listening to this might remember it, but Showbiz Pizza.
Dude, Showbiz Pizza. I do.
And-
I have.
and
I
for-
have.
For
I ha-
someone that don't remember it, Showbiz Pizza is the predecessor to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes. Man, Showbiz Pizza. Like we went there. Showbiz Pizza was crazy. Like for the performances and like you can like. I think I sent it to you, man. Like it was somebody had like a really high quality, like full performance from a Showbiz, and I watched the whole thing. But like, dude, one time they had a Showbiz that was in Baton Rouge, and like the stage was really elevated, but you could go underneath it. They had like a little thing underneath it, and it had like the cool lights and shit flashing. But I'll never forget the one that was in Lafayette, where Hooters is now.
Yep.
Yeah, we were at a party. I want to say it was for like my cousin Randy or whatever, and they wasn't ready for the pizza or whatever to go in there and stuff. And like I climbed up behind the curtain because I was gonna try to scare my brother and Randy and stuff like that. And I'm like behind the curtain waiting. It was dark, and like the lights came on behind me. And dude, I just turned around and it was just fucking like mechanical death. Like they were just like just frozen in
Five
time.
Nights at Freddy's shit.
The prequel, dude. Oh, dude, it fucking freaked me out, man.
Dude, what was it? What was the gorilla's name?
Oh, dude. I don't
Was it
know.
like Billy Bob or something like Big Bob, something like that? Well, whoever the gorilla was, I was scared to death of it. And I mean, how Chuck E. Cheese looks now. I mean, even now he looked 10 years ago. He looks different now. He's now this little tiny rat or mouse, whatever you call it. I mean, he used to be this big mouse. And I mean, back there he kind of, on the Muppets, the little rats that were Gonzo's friends.
Right. Yes.
That's what he looked like at first. I swear that's what he looked like at first. But that gorilla scared the crap out of me. But he could sing.
Oh yeah, you can
but,
see.
but man, that was that was some good place. I mean, but like I said, as a predecessor to Chuck E. Cheese, it's like Chuck E. Cheese did a
Chuck E.
whole
Cheese swallowed it
a
up.
whole Chuck E. Cheese was like, you know what? I'm a mouse. I like cheese. Pizza has cheese. I'm gonna do a mutiny and take it over.
Yeah, they took. I mean, because you would pick. You know, it was like your Walmart or your Kmart kind of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went away. His name was Billy Bob Brockwell.
Yeah. See, he was scary. What?
And it was the Rock of Fire Explosion.
Yes.
And yeah.
What was that other pizza place they used to have? It kind of like where the Grand is on College
was it
Saloon.
Pizza Paradise or Pizza Palace or Pizza Party or
I
some
can't-
shit. It had a dinosaur.
Yeah, I can't remember exact, but I remember going there like my second grade year on
that
a
was
field
pretty
trip.
cool. Gaddytown was fucking pretty cool too.
I'd never been to Gaddytown.
Gaddytown
Wait,
was
no, I
nice.
went to Gaddytown with my daughter when it was open, like one time, and we have pictures from that.
All right. But yeah, man, dude, that was fucking Showbiz. Like, I remember they had really distinct rides too, because they had like the little seats you would sit in. It was like the bullshit like carousel.
Yeah.
And then they had that one rocket ship that would go up. Yeah, they had
come
that
right
stuff.
back down.
Right back down.
But to go along with that, I mean, they had Discovery Zone.
They had the DZ Discovery Zone.
Oh, I remember that.
There's like a shoe store now or something, I think, or a party store.
Party City, something like that. It was around where Toys R Us was.
Yep.
Oh, that's another thing that doesn't exist anymore for us.
Well, Toys R Us still exists in fucking Dillard's, but it's a
piece of shit.
It's like, oh, fucking.
Call it like it is. It's a piece of shit.
I tripped and I fell through Toys R Us.
Right. I fell through it before I even tripped.
Okay. All right. So, this one I have an honorable mention. That's what I put in the middle because it's a little bit past my time, but I still feel it's unfair. You know, some of these things that we got a chance to experience these things, but some things even us as some old Cajuns have missed out on. And I just want to have a moment in the middle to have a little intervention to get on my soapbox and just say, cocaine and coke. You know, when is that coming back?
I'm on cocaine.
No, but like something that doesn't exist anymore. The old school metal merry-go-round.
Oh God, yeah.
The fucking
Well, even
the
the old school
Widowmakers.
metal, even the old school metal slides.
Yeah, just those things like
The one where you have to go take a tetanus shot before going down.
dude, the one we had at St. Edwards, man, there was like a permanent indentation in the dirt, like just like
From one kid running around trying to spin it really, really fast.
one kid's feeling fast, and one kid that got destroyed in there, you know, got pulled under.
Who's the fastest kid? All right, run. We're gonna hold on.
Oh, dude, that thing was so wobbly and just
Oh,
so
yeah, dude.
bad. That and like, dude, the monkey bars of death, they're just like broken.
Dude, even the jungle, like the what was it? The jungle gyms now. They don't even have they have one in parks where it's more like this jungle gym dome.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they even had that. Like, there's kids going up there. I'm like, Mommy, help me down, help me down. I was like, man, I remember walking up there with no hands trying to get to the top.
Exactly, dude. New Iberia used to have like, it looked like a Jello mode, you know, like the top, you know,
Yeah.
where it just like has like little finger spots, and basically you would kind of stand up on it like with your back to it and hold on,
Oh God.
and it would spin. And dude, it was really cool. Like when you start going past, but to get off was just like good fucking luck, because if you don't clear it. If you don't, it's taking you, man.
Whoa.
Your foot's getting taken, like you're getting taken into the pit, or your shoes are getting fucked.
Oh, dude, like I remember like going back, like they have some old school playgrounds like we used to, but man, they have these parents that are like these satellite parents that just hover around their kids. Dude, I remember like I did this for graduation when this past year for my nieces. We went to a little graduation party in the park in Catahoula, and there's a playground in the park. They redid some of the stuff. They still have some of the stuff from when I was a kid, but my wife was all like, "Hey, go check on Link. Go with him play." I was like, "No, everything's closed in. His sister's out there, and if he knows where she's at, his cousin's out there. They're all playing by themselves. I'm not going out there. My parents didn't come sit with me out there. They were over here drinking." I said, "I'm not drinking, but I'm listening to the band." So it was like you can't like some of these parents are all like, "Oh my God, my kid ran
Dude.
away. Where are they? Where?" I'm like, "He'll come back to me. He'll find him."
We went to fucking Pelican Park. I'll never fucking forget
Oh,
this.
that's a name I hadn't heard in a while.
We went to Pelican Park with my dad in his work car. He had like this Cadillac or whatever. It was like a nice car that was for work. And my cousin, my aunt, they had 3 cousins: Jessica, Jennifer, and Jamie. Those 3 girls. And we went to Pelican Park. Me and my brother Shane and my dad. We were all in the car. Me and my brother were in the front seat. And the girls were in the back. Well, we went over there, dude. Bruh, Jessica went up the slide with the tunnel. And there was someone had taken a shit.
Oh.
Slide. She didn't check.
Oh.
And she went down the slide. And dude, she came out screaming.
Yo, I would have came out screaming too.
Like my dad made her strip and like ride home in her drawers. You're not getting in one car.
I don't care how old I was. I could have been like 15. I would have came out of there screaming like a little girl crying.
But that's what you're just like. I forgot about that pretty much until you just said that. You were talking about like not being watched and shit. My dad was playing softball. Like he like did not give a shit. Like he was just like, y'all entertain yourself.
Well, that's how it was back then. I mean,
Yeah.
and most people say, "Oh, it wasn't. They didn't have kidnappings." Yeah, they did.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. And like, oh, they didn't have shootings. Like, yes, they did. We just didn't. We didn't have the internet, so you didn't hear about them as often.
No, the shooting. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
The shootings are
You heard about shootings whenever the news happened, or it was in a newspaper.
Mhm.
Not 5 minutes after it happened on Facebook.
All right.
So, yeah, your next one because we only halfway through.
No, I think that was me. Is that my next one or was yours?
Oh, that was mine because I just said showbiz. We were talking about that.
No, I said merry-go-rounds.
Oh, the merry-go-round. Okay, so it's mine. Okay. Squiggle Wiggle Riders.
You have to tell me that one.
So this was like a pin. You would put it's like either 2 AA or 3 AAA batteries. You put them in the top. And you remember that little weasel ball that you put like for the dog, like you put
Yes.
it would just wiggle around.
Yes.
It had like a gyro spear or something like that inside but it would go fast.
So it was a
And
fucking,
you're trying to write and it would just wiggle. It wasn't like something for school that you would need.
right.
Yeah, but it would just freaking wiggle around and stuff like that, and you could make little loops and stuff like that, and this and that, and it was just I remember always wanting one, and I remember being pissed off because I had asked for one for my birthday. I was probably like 7 or 8, and my parents said no, 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 no. So my sister, who's like 3 years older than me, like got one. And I was like,
Why do you want a fucking vibrator with a pin?
it was, I was 7. Leave me alone. I didn't know.
Dude, I wanted like I was like fucking 18 or 20 because I was working. I was
You
working
wanted
at
a
GameStop.
vibrator on a pin? No.
I wanted the Res fucking trans vibrator from the PlayStation 2. But no, there was I wanted Heelys. Remember the
Oh,
shoes?
Heelys, yeah.
The shoes? I wanted those so bad. And like this is a fucked up story. Like I was taking Ambien. That's when the time I had taken Ambien. I was like 20 years old, I think. I was working at GameStop as a manager, and we went on a fucking vacation to Texas. So my dad came pick me up. Like I got off of work at like 6 o'clock, and he picked me up at work at my apartment, and we left straight to go to Texas. And I wanted some fucking Heelys. I had talked about it, and I was like, I'm gonna sleep on the way there.
Right.
So I fucking I took an Ambien on the way there. Got to the hotel and I laid down. Well, fucking got up, fucking walked across the interstate, and was in the fucking academy, like looking for Heelys. And my parents like called my cell phone, my sidekick. That's another thing that don't exist anymore. Well, it might,
Psychic.
yeah.
No,
And,
I don't
like,
think they exist.
And they were like, "Where the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for Heelys." Dude, I don't know how to cross the street, man. But anyway,
Do you remember how you got there?
no, not at all. But yeah. So Squiggle Wiggle Rider, like, did you ever get one?
I think I might have like stole one from my classmate or some shit like that.
So like it was like you just fucking
Yeah, it was just I just wanted to draw with a little squiggle wiggle shit.
You didn't have a fucking spirograph or nothing?
No, but Link has one now.
Yeah,
Actually, we had that. My sister had one, but I just wanted to fucking pin it.
Fucking Parkinson pin?
Yeah, that's basically what it was. So I'm Michael J. No,
Oh shit.
I mean, at least it wasn't one of those pin. I mean, those still exist. The one with the different color ink.
Oh dude, those are I always love those. And then you get one that had like fucking 12 and you were like, the coolest motherfucker.
You're trying to write, and it's like,
Yeah, it's all fucking stuck.
all right, what's your next one?
Waterbeds.
Water beds.
Yeah.
So that still
They
exists.
still exist? Okay,
Yeah.
but then never mind. That's honorable mention anyway.
That's how I remember. All right.
I didn't like water beds. I didn't never like the water bed.
They're so hard to fucking.
Well, dude, you can't even. And there's no surprises in there either. Ain't nobody sneaking up. Ain't nobody. Ain't no player 2 is into the game. Player 3 is into the game.
My parents had a water bed. My aunt and uncle had a water. Dude, every adult I know had a water bed.
Oh man, that's good.
One of my good friends, after I'd hang out in his apartment, he had a water bed.
Yeah, fuck a water bed. Okay, so all right, I'll skip that one.
Go
So
to your next
wish
one.
books. Remember fucking wish books when I was a kid? You would get like these big ass wish books from like Sears or
Oh,
Montgomery
yeah.
Wards and stuff like that. And like, dude, like
That
you
your
would go-
parents would never get.
Yeah, but like, well, my parents would be like looking through it and see what toys you wanted, and they always had all the fucking games, man, like all the NES and the Super Nintendo and the 64 games. But you would look through there, and dude, they had everything, man. They had all the toys, like crazy shit. Like they had Eternia, like for like He-Man, like that thing that like never even came out. But then you would go through there and like. It'd be like fucking guns and like it was just everything was in there, like cars and shit.
Let's see what toys he wants. Why does he want a gun and a knife? I don't know.
But then then they had the lingerie in there, like, you know.
Should he be worried he wants the lingerie?
Oh, he's looking at it. He kept it. He still has the wish book. It's fucking July. But those were just really fun, man. Like, because you would go through and just basically like circle it, and then like your parents would be like, all right, I'm gonna let Santa fucking Claus know. You know? Like, oh, all right. Well, we could just go to the store. I mean,
Santa didn't give me shit this year.
I circled all this lingerie for nothing. What about all right?
So my next one, would be, surprisingly, it's not a food thing. It's a Beekman's World.
Beekman's World. So tell me about Beekman's World, because I was
Sorry.
like, you're a Beekman's World. I'm a Mr. Wizard. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was kind of like Mr. Wizard, except he had, I don't know if you remember, you've watched Waiting?
Waiting, the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Yes, I did.
The girl that was always screaming like, if you just wash the fucking dick. She was on there as well as a little girl. Well, she was like a teenager.
Shit. Did you hear that? Would you hear that? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that dude dressed as a rat in like a big rat costume. Come to find out, he like had a heart attack like years later and
I
died.
don't think I fucking
But
know what the show is.
This dude, he had like the spiked up like hair, like weird hair. And he
Okay,
was
now
a
I see it.
Yeah,
Now I see
he was
it.
like a scientist and stuff like that, and they would do these different experiments and stuff like that. Dude, it was like our Mr. Wizard, and what's another thing that's kind of like Mr. Wizard and Bill
Okay.
Nye the Science Guy
Okay.
together.
So, would you let your kid watch
Beekman's
Those
World.
shows, yes.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Wizard?
yeah.
Because, dude, my dad wanted to fuck Mr. Wizard up, boy.
Because you were trying some shit.
Oh, dude, he showed one how to make your own fucking record player.
Oh God,
So-
yeah, I would try that.
You stick a pencil in the record, okay? Then you grab a fucking piece of paper and you fold it into a cone, all right?
Right.
And then you stick a needle in through the fucking paper. And then you spin the record and you put the paper with the needle and you'll hear the fucking...
Oh wow, for real?
But you scratch the fuck out the
Yeah,
records.
you scratched the fuck out the record.
Dude, I scratched my dad's records, boy. He was so pissed, dude. He had so many records I scratched up because of Mr. Wizard, bro. If my dad would have saw Mr. Wizard, he would have fucked him up.
You're dead, wizard. Like, go see if I can find it for you.
But yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I remember Mr. Wizard. That was really cool. And there was another one. Dr. Fad. Was it Dr. Fad was one?
I think so.
He was the one. He was the fucking dude who invented those octopuses. Yes. Oh God, yes. They're like fucking Drop Dead Fred. But Dr. Fad, you would have like those octopuses you would throw down the wall and they would stick down. They
Oh yeah.
yeah. They would come in like fucking Captain Crunch.
I know what you're talking about.
So all right, so that's something you missed. Let me see. Fucking Radio Shack, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like Radio Shack is a place because it was just so cool. It always smelled really weird.
Oh, I worked at a Radio Shack.
But like, they had really cool like RC shit, and like, you know, if you're a hobbyist for stuff like, they had all that cool hobby stuff in there. But like, if you just needed a random fucking connection for something, like
It was there.
Radio Shack had it. You know, like, you know,
You don't have that anymore.
No, and like, I mean,
you don't have Circuit City anymore. Oh God.
no, there's so many. Like, that's why I said I can just talk about some of these places. But like, Radio Shack was just cool, and they were like the first place that really had like home computers. I mean, the Radio Shack was a staple, man. Like, and they tried to hold on, but they couldn't. Like the TSR 80s was like the first computer.
Oh yeah, I worked at Radio Shack in Crowley. Living in St. Martinville, worked at Radio Shack in Crowley.
Wow. Man, like I never worked at a Radio Shack, but I used to love going in the one in New Iberia, man. It always smelled like somebody's fucking grandpa's house, like like somebody like like
old whiskey and cigars.
Yeah, like you could smoke in there. There was like a fucking ash, like the shopping carts had ashtrays and shit on them.
I miss the days where you could smoke in restaurants, get secondhand.
Oh, the cars, you get a fucking cars would be full of ashtrays. Ashtrays just full of shit.
Now you look at it, kids are like, "What's that?" As an ashtray, what?
It's just a fucking cigarette lighter in the car. Period.
Yeah, I miss Radio Shack. That was in Circuit City.
Oh yeah, I mean, so many different businesses stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
All right, what else you got?
Squeeze-Its.
Squeeze-Its. Oh, squeeze the fun out of it.
Oh yeah, that was some fun ones. I mean, it kind of got taken over by Kool-Aid, but it wasn't.
Those still kind of exist. Yeah. Don't they still exist?
They kind of, but they don't. It's not the Squeeze-Its. They don't have the little faces and little characters on them and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a different brand. Like Kool-Aid came around and decided to corner that market, and they were like, "Fuck y'all going out of business." Because I'd rather Squeeze-Its than Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I do. I do. I remember them like that, and like the Bonkers or whatever candy.
Yeah.
If you had that.
Or, well, they still have it, but it's not the same like Bazooka Joe and stuff like that. Like the bubble gum. No.
Oh well, yeah. Well, they had what was it? It was a Big League Chew, the one that would come
cut up like chewing tobacco.
Yeah, like teaching kids how to dip and shit.
Yeah.
And they had like beef jerky like that too. That was like cut so fine like that, and it came in little packages. And like we would get it.
I like those.
Yeah, but we'd get it to take it to school, like just to like be cool. But like, be like drop it, and the teacher be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And you're like, "Yeah," and then like try to
That's my beef jerky.
that's some dodo meat. All right, so I have a dishonorable mention again.
All right.
Something that I'm glad doesn't exist anymore. Fucking Payless shoe store.
Oh hell yeah!
I hated Payless shoe store.
Oh, me too.
Because I grew up poor, and my parents shot the Payless shoe store, and but my parents sent us to Catholic school.
Oh yeah.
And I had these fucking XJ 900s, and like I had to Sharpie like the XJ 900s on it so they would look kind of like Nikes, dude. Because the kids would make the fucking fun of me. They were fucking assholes.
Dude, at least you got Payless. For the longest time, we had to wear Walmart shoes, and it was not the Walmart shoes like they sell nowadays. They at least sell some good brands.
Right.
No, this was like back in the day where it was like nothing. Like we either had black shoes, solid black shoes, or solid white shoes. And I'm like, I'm a little boy running around in the mud and stuff. Why are you getting me white shoes? It wasn't until I was 16, working the job, making my own money, that I actually had a pair of Nikes.
Right. Yeah, we 16 went plant sugar cane, and to get money to go buy clothes and buy like Nikes and stuff like that. But yeah, something that I miss that doesn't exist anymore. That real screensavers. Man, I used to have so many cool screensavers on my computer. Like I had like from like really cool like the Matrix ones and stuff like that. But like screensavers on computers at all, like
right,
like just don't exist.
No, not at all. Oh, one thing. This would be my honorable mention or dishonorable mention. One thing I don't miss is back in the day where you could set your phone down. Well, I kind of do miss it because now you know when you're gonna get a text message, but when you put it down right by like a CD player or something, you listen and you
yeah.
I miss that. Or another dishonorable mention, I don't miss the being able to on a cordless phone listening to other people's conversation while you're trying to get the conversation to pick up somebody else's cordless phone and shit like that.
Oh yeah, bleeding over and shit like that. That was bad.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking CBs and shit and stuff like that. That's why I'm glad we never. I was always like a fear I had when kids were young and stuff like that with like the baby monitor, that like something would cross over on that, because you'd hear the horror stories online. Yeah. Oh yeah, a pedophile got on the baby monitor last night. Was
here, baby. I got some popsicles.
reading the Necronomicon to our baby.
Oh, here's another thing that doesn't exist anymore. A lot of people will not know this. Hey, call me after 9 o'clock, or call me only on the weekends.
Oh yeah, fucking
unlimited nights and weekends. Oh man, I remember that.
All right, so you and me.
It's I just did my honorable mentions. I got some more.
Okay, something, man, that doesn't exist anymore, and like a lot of people like know this, remember this at one point. I think it was Columbia House and CD Warehouse, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like so many people I know, like almost everybody I know, like got their collection started from like.
And they probably still owe them money, but they
Yes, they all do, man. Like I don't know, like who invented this company was just idiots. It was just like, you send us $1, and we're gonna send you 10 CDs, and then charge you for the rest. Like nobody ever paid these people.
surprised they stayed in business as long as they did.
I don't like, man, like literally, like I remember, like I was like, I got my Nirvana, like Nevermind, Pearl Jam 10, like my first big set of CDs, and what we'll do, I'm thinking about music, was from like Columbia House, and like it was like 10 CDs for $1 or 10 cents or 10 CDs for 10 cents. It was something fucking
it was
stupid.
some stupid shit like that.
She just
Because
never.
my sister did that. Yeah.
Did somebody pay for this? Did my grandma pay for this? And I just don't know about it.
Someone had to. They got the bill in the mail and they were like, he's not gonna pay it.
Must have been something like, because did I ever tell you about the Book of Mormon?
No.
So when I lived with my grandmother, I used to watch TV all afternoon. She would like Double Dare and shit that other stuff that doesn't exist. One of the commercials they always play would be like the Book of Mormon, but the way they played it like was somebody was just like, I love the Bible, and somebody's like, well, do you know about the extra chapter of the Bible? And they're like, what? There's more in the Bible? Yeah, there's a whole other chapter of the Bible called the Book of Mormon, and if you want a free copy, just send us something. I'm like, I love the Bible, So I called the number, and like I got it sent to the house, Oh, my grandma saw that fucking book, dude.
Because it was the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, she was like, what is this bullshit?
What was that? What was that old commercial with the children's Bible where they like speak in French or some shit?
I don't remember that.
Dude, it was like this whole like you can get the children's Bible and they're like speaking like a wholly different like it was like they were speaking in tongues and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
But yeah, I mean, we would see all these crazy commercials for these different things that you could get, and like you call these numbers and like, man, you get stuck in all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh
dude.
yeah, man, you a lot of
Dude,
shit.
you call like, dude, they had so many like 1-900 numbers and stuff that were even for kids that were like, like they'd be like, call now for, you call Nintendo Power or some shit back in the day. Oh my god, like get stuck on the game. I'm stuck on this part. Beg your grandma to call. It's $35.
Right.
All right,
strategy guides and shit like that.
I figured out how to beat it. Thanks. $35 later. Fuck that, man.
Grandma's beating your ass because you.
Oh no, that was the bad part, man. Feel bad for that.
All right, one thing. I do know it kind of exists, but nobody does it anymore. So that's one thing. Book it.
Book it. All right, what was Book It? Explain.
Book it. They give you this little tag, this little pin in school, and you either some had stars, like they give you stickers to fill up the stars on there, or they give you, one was like for your like birthday month. They gave you like one with birthday candles, and you just get the little flame stickers and do that. But every time you read a book and you did a book report on it, you got this sticker, and once you filled up that whole pin, you go to Pizza Hut, and they give you a free personal pan pizza.
I remember Book It.
Yeah, and those things were amazing.
Dude, Book It was so big, and there was a little bit of noise because it is cool. Book It was amazing. We're just going to get closer to the mics for y'all. Well, yeah, Book It, like, our teacher figured out pretty quick that we were just writing the summaries of the books.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody would just write the summaries. She would ask us questions about the books, so you had to read them. Because, yeah, everybody was
You wouldn't get the sticker if you...
yeah, like just like the three fattest kids in this like reading all the books, like got the stickers across, like the stars and shit. I remember Book It. I remember the Book It, and I remember the Bookmobile.
Oh, yeah, the Bookmobile was amazing. Or the Scholastic Book Fair.
Dude, that's classic. I always wonder what happens if the Bookmobile got in a wreck.
The sad thing, Bookmobile in St. Martinville got into a bad wreck.
Books.
And one of my friends, her mom used to drive it. She wasn't driving it that day, and the one that was driving it was killed.
Oh shit,
dude! It was like, holy crap.
Bloody books.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad wreck.
Never mind.
That's what happened to the Bookmobile in St. Martinville.
Okay. Something that I fucking loved that doesn't exist was the Grid Arcade. The Grid Arcade was made by Midway. It had Mortal Kombat characters in it and stuff like that. It was a trackball game, and a trackball. It was kind of like the Running Man, Smash TV, mixed with Mortal Kombat. It had like Sub-Zero and Noob, Scorpion, stuff like that, and like characters from Smash TV in it.
Right.
But it was so competitive and really cool, and like kept your score in there for the longest time. Was when I was going to UL. I actually had like I was number one, and I think I was the first person to beat it in the arcade. And I don't know why, man. I just loved it, and the fact that it had like that Mortal Kombat ties and stuff into it was really awesome. And like on a weekend when you would have like one time I went to New Orleans and they had it where it was like 6 of them, man. It was so awesome. But it never came out on consoles. Like, you know, it never came out on the Dream. It was supposed to come on the Dreamcast and like something like that, but it never came out in the console stuff like that. So like if you didn't play it in the arcade, you didn't fucking play it.
Look what happened to the Dreamcast.
Yes, but even if they would have put it on the home console, you can't replicate that trackball action. So it was a one-time experience. So I don't know, the Grid Arcade. That's why it was one of my don't exist anymore.
One of mine, it still exists, but I don't consider this as existing because you can't count that Netflix show as this. Unsolved Mysteries. You don't have like the one with Robert Stack, dude. Like his narrating,
dude.
For like this new Unsolved Mysteries they have. I started watching. I was like, this is crap. There's nobody narrating. They don't build any suspense. They just show things, and you're like, oh, well, they figured out who did it. Well, that's not an unsolved mystery. What the hell?
Oh yeah, it's like the you know that meme of Vince McMahon where he's just like orgasming and stuff like that. Like it's like Unsolved Mysteries come on, you're like, yeah, and then like you hear Robert Stack come on, oh, and then it's like it's a murder ghost mystery, you're like, oh, and then
UFOs.
Like, oh wait, no, it's the climax is where it's like update, you're like, oh, yeah, I fucking love them.
Dude, I missed that. I actually found them. I think they're on, it's either Paramount Plus or Discovery Plus. They have the old ones on there.
I had some sets. It was like theme sets. It was like Ghost, UFOs, like unexplained mysteries, whatever. There were some cool little sets and stuff like that. But yeah, man, the Robert Stack classic Unsolved Mysteries, amazing intro too, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what else, dude. Something that doesn't exist anymore, and like, man, it's fucking product of its time. It's crazy. You can't do that on television.
Oh, I love that. Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, there was a show based out of Canada. Alanis Morissette got a start on there. That's pretty much a lot of people know it from that. But of course, like the Nickelodeon slime came from there. So like when people would say something, when they say I don't know, they would get slimed. If they say water, they would get water on them. But man, like they had like the barf burgers on there, like they were eating like nasty ass burgers.
You couldn't have that type of show now,
dude. The whole firing squad with the kids, like,
oh yeah, man.
Like they get shot. One of that, man, I remember seeing like young, and I died laughing. Was Dumbo in 3D? We're in the movie theater, like, wow, it's Dumbo in 3D, and like the big turd just dropped on one of the kids. I thought that was the funniest shit, but dude, like,
I forgot about that.
That show was so funny, and like it's so politically incorrect, and like they can't even play the like.
Like some of the stuff you can't even play now.
No, and man, some like a lot of it was just the humor was so good. It ate. Like the politically incorrect stuff doesn't age well, but like a lot of the other jokes just have aged timelessly. They were really still funny.
Oh yeah.
So
it's like that was
the theme song is fantastic too.
Oh yeah. Like. And the thing is, I remember like catching reruns of that because when it came out, I wasn't even born yet when some of that stuff came out. And I heard about it from my brother and sister, and then Nickelodeon started playing like reruns.
Yeah, Nickelodeon was just like, man, we ain't got nothing to play. We're gonna play this fucking crazy ass show.
And I ended up like really, really loving it. And you go from that to like, I brought it up to
Hey Dude.
Hey Dude.
Yeah, that was the other one.
I brought it up to my sister the other day. Salute Your Shorts.
Yep.
And we were talking about that, and then she goes, I'm glad Papa never stopped us from watching that, because my dad, for some reason, would stop us from watching stuff. Although one of the good ones he did stop us from watching, which I now understand why he didn't want us watching that, Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah, dude, Ren and Stimpy.
That should have never been on Nickelodeon.
No, that show was beyond.
It was fucking crazy.
Dude, I remember seeing like I was watching it with somebody like my cousin, whatever, and they just got up and walked, like was like no. It was like they were sleeping, and like I think like Stimpy bumped into Ren, and Ren like got, oh, what did I tell you? I'm the pitcher, you're the catcher, I'm the pitcher. And like they were like, nope.
Was that one song where they're singing? Was it? I forgot what Happy Happy Joy Joy.
Yeah,
he's like, I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. Like what the fuck?
Dude, yeah, it's like a bad fever dream.
Oh yeah.
All right. So whose turn?
That was actually my 10, but I mean,
10?
there's some things. I mean, if you want to wait till part 2, we can think of some stuff.
Yeah, because I think I got. Do I have anything else I want to real say on there? I think that's yeah. I think everything I'll put for later. I had said candy cigarettes, but
Oh,
candy
yeah.
cigarettes.
They
Kinda-
still exist.
they
They
still
just don't have
exist.
the red, so it's just now these candy sticks. That's all.
So yeah, that's a list. That's 10 things. And again, feedback on that, y'all can comment in the comments something that doesn't exist anymore. And like if you listen to the podcast version, I mean, you can watch the YouTube version on it. There'll be just random pictures of what these things were on there to kind of give them more backside and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a part one. We can revisit because there's so many things.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
fun to talk about and remember some of these things because there's things that he's talked about I forgot, and then
Yeah, there's things that you talked about that I forgot.
so hopefully we said something that you forgot about, and maybe you'll tell us something that we forgot about.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're old.
Exactly, you forget everything.
And
So-
things go out of style.
Join us again next time, guys. See you later.
All right, see you later, guys. Catch you on the next one.